realestatewholesalerclub.com. This is a private VIP session. We should have some VIP members popping in here. But today is Monday. We do this every day. So Monday through Friday, same time. And the VIP members, they come in and ask questions, get support, deal support, role play, so on and so forth, everything that we can offer them, everything that they need, hopefully, and to facilitate the deal. And we want to be the best deal support and the best real estate wholesaler, real estate investor support on the planet. That's really what we're striving to do here. So maybe that's a little lofty. I don't know, but that's why we do this every day, because I had questions coming up every single day. So, I figure people have questions every single day, probably. I think that's a normal thing. So usually on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll do the Q&A, and then Wednesdays is Victor Walker. Thursdays is Mark Richardson. They do role playing and live seller calls along with Q&A. And then Friday is Q&A with Arturo Cervantes, which is he's a creative real estate strategies expert. So really quite a lineup. You can ask any question you want to any of those guys. But nevertheless, on Monday and Tuesday is me, those 2 days of the week. And I pop in some of the other times too, a little bit. Claude Diamond does. It's great. Anyway, today I want to talk about marketing, because I usually talk about marketing a little bit on Monday. I want to do some Q&A too, but I want to do some talking about marketing. And you guys know I've demonstrated the last few weeks the automated REI.com and scraping for sell by owners off Zillow, and then text blasting them for pretty much immediate results, lead wise. And last week we did 562 scrapes off Zillow and blasted those right there on Tuesday last week. I think it was, maybe it was Monday. Heck, no, Tuesday. And then we saw the immediate response was just under 200, I think, responses. And actually, after the show ended, I went back and looked because I was going to email those to a VIP member here. And turns out it was over 200, over 200 replies. Now, not all of those were positive, but, it's okay. Some of them were. And that's the important part. We're looking to weed out the bad ones anyway, right? And that helps us do that. So that's what we've been doing. We did the for sale by owners, Craigslist. Zillow for sale by owners, scrape and text blast. Then we did the Craigslist for rent by owners, scrape and text blast. And then we did some co-host sale, finding wholesalers with deals. Okay. I showed you a couple places those fellas and gals are. Okay. There's more and more gals in the business now than there used to be. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There's some here in Kansas City that are doing wholesaling. I get some of their property deal emails. I'm impressed. Yeah, I mean they're doing a lot more than some of these hairy-legged guys, right? They're really they make some of us fellas look a little lazy, Yeah, I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying they make us look a little lazy. So, nevertheless, so for all you guys and gals out there that have property deals, put them on Craigslist. There's a couple techniques I showed how to do that, how to find those. And then last week we did some more for sale by owners, Zillow. So this week I want to do something a little different. We talked about PropStream, I think, one week a little bit too. Then we got sidetracked with some more co-host sale. We get sidetracked a lot here. But today I want to talk a little bit about PropStream again. and I want to do some failed listings. And I want to talk about how you can do failed listings in your market with really, really good results. Typically, okay. Typically, I have done this and had less results, and I've done this and had incredible results. This technique I'm going to show you today. And you can do this pretty inexpensively right in office. You don't have to hire a big company or somebody to do this. So, failed listings today. Failed listings. Yeah, failed listings. Scary, huh? Yeah, these people have been talking to realtors. Yeah, well, it's all right. Failed listings means they're probably upset with the realtor. Yeah, failed listings, they're probably upset with the realtor, so it's okay. Welcome, everybody. Larry, Carl, Ed. Welcome, Ed, brand new with us today, hailing from the great state of Indiana. How are you, sir? You have to hit that unmute button, man.
Doing well, everybody. Happy to be here.
Yeah, good. Thank you, sir. It's nice to see you. Aaron's here. Anthony's here. Any questions in the Zoom room today? Any questions about anything? What's going on in your business, guys? Anything happening today that you need some support or some help with? All right. Y'all just hanging out with me? Ed was talking about earlier today doing marketing, getting leads. Okay. I recommended right away doing the Zillow for sale by owner scrape and text blast. You can do it pretty inexpensively, and you can, get results tomorrow. I say that because it takes 24 hours to do a scrape. Okay. The text blast you could do right away, but the actual scrape of the Zillow for sale by owners is going to take a little bit using theautomatedrei.com. The other recommendation on getting leads is to go to Craigslist and do the for rent by owner. For rent by owner. If you're looking for creative deals, okay, you can do for sale by owner and for rent by owner on Craigslist. If you're looking for ugly house deals, though, maybe not for rent by owner then, because it's not there. They're in the for sale by owner section for sure. But if you're a creative real estate investor, you're open to doing lease options, lease purchasing, assignments, or sandwiches. Either way, and those are good places to do it. Another great place to do it is the here comes everybody. Another great place to what's up, Steve? How you doing? It's good to see you, man. It's good to see everybody. Another great thing is we showed it, I think, the other day, these failed listings. Failed listings. Great place to find leads as a creative real estate investor. I'm going to pull up on my browser PropStream, and let's just look at PropStream failed listings here. And then I'll share screens here once it's kind of slow. PropStream is such a big program, it takes a second or two to load up, especially if I'm live streaming. So like if I'm on a call like this or something. Here we go. Why are failed listings something that I want to target if I'm a creative real estate investor? Somebody help me out.
They're looking for some action.
Because they want to sell.
Yeah. Well, you could say they want to sell about anybody that's listed or has been, right? I mean, even if they just listed today, well, they want to sell. Well, sure. I knew of a guy that called, had a marketing team that he hired, a cold call team, and they were like, yeah, we have a script now that you've given us and we're going to use it, and we're going to call your list of skip trace data. That's very expensive, by the way, right? It's not cheap. So here they're playing around with his data and his script, and he's like, Justin, I'm not getting the results I want. And I'm like, dude, are you recording their calls at all? He's like, yeah, but I haven't really logged in to listen to any or anything. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I was like, well, dude, you don't know what's broken until you expose yourself to what's happening there. So listen to it. And they were literally calling people and just saying, hey, they were people like this. They were, had been on the MLS or currently are, or something like that. And they were calling them and literally saying, hey, do you want to sell? And people were like, yeah, I'd love to. Because it's online. I mean, they're trying to sell already. It's like, okay, well, there's a lead. It's like, well, no shit, that's a lead, right? I mean, so it's not just that they want to sell, but these failed listings also maybe even have passed from wanting to selling to actually now needing to sell, right? Maybe we don't know that. So we can do the same thing to this list that we do to the Zillow. We can basically just try to see if there's some low-hanging fruit in there. Is there some motivated sellers in there? There may not be. There may be. I don't know. Okay. But here's what I do know. The technique that I'm about to show you, okay, I just employed myself. I've been doing this frequently for many years. But what you do is I'm going to show you how to do a yellow letter, okay, in the way that I do it, at least. All right. And sending them to failed listings. These failed listings, I sent out 97 letters. 97 letters. And out of those 97 letters, I had 17 people call me back, inbound calls. So this is a way to generate some inbound kind of action. Okay. Instead of just outbound, like you called them, sorry, this is out of the blue. Who says that? Who teaches that? Sorry, this is out of the blue.
Brent Daniels.
I love that guy. He's a great guy. Great guy. Sorry, this is out of the blue. I think that's funny. Who's got a market area that y'all wouldn't mind us looking at? Anybody? Any volunteers? Any guinea pigs out there?
About Indy.
I'll be the guinea pig.
Well, Ed's new. Let's lavish this upon Ed.
Okay, yeah, experiment on Ed.
Sorry, Anthony.
Give it to the new guy.
Maybe we can do both. What? Okay. So what town again, Ed?
How about Indianapolis?
Oh. Okay, Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm just going to type it in the search bar on PropStream, and away we go. All right. So it's pulled up lots and lots and lots of data here for me that I could access, but really, guys, I'm about to make a new video, and I'm horrible with keeping secrets. I really am. But I'm gonna make a prediction for 2021, the best lists to work for motivated sellers, but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm the kind of guy that has to buy 15 Christmas presents because I keep giving them to the people before Christmas. Like it's a real problem. So anyway, Indianapolis, Indiana. Sorry, I get distracted. If I put Indianapolis, Indiana here in the search bar, pulled it up. If I click this filter button right here, it will pull down the filter options for me. Now there is a quick list choices menu here. If I hit the button there, it'll pop down a whole bunch of already set up, pre-programmed for you. Once you buy PropStream or buy into it, you know, the monthly subscription, these are already set up for you. So you can slide down here and click failed listings. Once I click failed listings, you see there's 5,199 failed listings, right? But that's probably not the exact list that I want to work with. Okay. What other filters? Let's build this together. I've got some direction I'll give us if we're not going in the right way, but let's work through some filters here to find these failed listings. What's some great filter options for us?
Vacant.
Residential. Let's say property classifications, residential, single family. Okay. Bedrooms, baths. Do we need to do year built minimums? Any of this? I don't think so. Okay. Let's call that done. You said vacant?
Yes.
Owner. Okay. Vacant. The problem here lies in Carl. Is that Carl that said that?
Yes.
Because you're exactly right. But the problem is you're whittling out some deals there too.
Okay.
Because there are some occupied places where these people live there and they still live there because they can't get the house off, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Second issue is, and we don't think about this type of thing until it's too late. And I'm only giving you this chunk of advice because I've been caught in this trap, man. One time I did it only vacant properties and nearly, I don't know, it was the vast majority of them returned back to me because they no longer live there and they didn't fill out that card at the post office or whatever yet to have it forwarded on.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I was literally mailing to like vacant houses, you know, so you have to kind of be careful or cognizant of that too. Some of that is going to happen with this list. I'm glad you said that, man, but you're exactly right. You would think those would be the most motivated, right?
So could you do like two, like both, either or?
Yeah.
Or just keep it, any?
Any, yeah.
Okay.
But see the difference here with any, there's 3,619 unique properties over here. Okay. So if I come over here and I click the vacant, it drops it down to 444.
Okay.
All right. So it takes a huge swath of them out of my mix. And I kind of want them in my mix. So I think I do here. You could run it both directions, or you could do it this way. You could go any. Owner occupied, yes, no, or any. That's kind of the same discussion we were just having. So I would say any for this one, but you could go, you know, either side of that fence, really. If you obviously we're not looking to do 3,619. To be honest with you, I'm not even trying to do 444. So I might have to come back here and cut it down, you know. Let's see. So property characteristics, I already set that.
How about
go ahead.
Ownership?
Okay.
Because it got that new feature I've been playing around with is good, that it has the number of properties they own.
Yeah, right here, number of properties.
So you might come up on different stuff. If they say no to the property they have listed, they might have more. So I put 5 or more properties just to see if they have other properties.
Huh. That's an interesting tip, man. That's a brand new feature they've added.
Yeah. I've been playing with it. Yeah. And even the ownership, like I even put 20 years. So you might come up on lease option deals or ugly house deals because they might have a whole bunch of properties that maybe one of them out the bunch they might want to get rid of. So yeah, I've just been playing around with those 2 features.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and I will play around with them myself too. Good looking out. I think somebody mentioned this to me and I blanked it. But yeah, there's some opportunities there, man, for sure. And with this particular feature, who I'm targeting with these failed listings, in my mind at least, is mom and pop that wanted to move, and they put the house on the market. It didn't sell. It couldn't sell, whatever the reason is. And now they're either one, stuck in the house or stuck feeling, or two, they've moved on from the house and it is an anchor around their neck. Okay, that's in my mind who I'm looking for. Maybe I should have said that earlier. Yeah. What's up, Steve? What's going on, man?
Owner type individual.
Yes.
I go after, and I look at amount of properties they own between 1 and 3. And I don't care how long they've been in the house. If you're looking at properties that you want to do lease options on or do seller finance on or whatever, you can go down the bottom and play with equity. But don't discount the people that don't have records. A lot of counties sometimes don't follow that.
Okay.
You're looking for right now. You're looking at I think you said the list was expired. I just stepped away from here for a minute.
Yeah,
what I went into in some counties, where I market is, you might pull a list off PropStream that says expired, and then you go back and just grab 10 of them and go look on Zillow when they've already been relisted. So you got to be careful of that,
Yeah.
Towards the end of this, I'm going to give you a list company to look at, but not now. Remind me. You're going to love this because it's instantaneous. But
okay. Okay. Let's take a look at this here. That was ownership info.
Yeah. When you want to put individual.
Yeah. Individual. You're right. Thanks for catching me. So let's go to individual. That brings it down to 2,523. Let's unclick here.
Properties owned.
Go over here to Hold on. Let me go back there.
Sorry, man.
That's all right. You said 1 to 3?
Yep.
Okay. 2,079. All right. Now, if I come up here to MLS status, I can check whether it's on market or off market or any right here. All right. So supposedly here with the failed listing, it was listed, it failed, and now it's not on market. Okay. So that's the buttons I've selected. So you can see here, quick list choices, failed listings, residential, single family, not on market, owner, individual type, and they own number of properties 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Is there anything else that we might want to add here to whittle this down?
Maybe out of town ownership, out of state ownership, maybe.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's take a look at listing date first, and then go over there to that. There is a failed listing date right here, and then there's a listing date here. I don't know much about listing dates, but since I'm doing failed listings, I can put in a time frame. Okay, so today's date is January the 18th.
Yes.
and I can go back as far as I want to, but let's go back
6 months.
something like that. Yeah. I don't know how many times I clicked it. I'm not good at math. What's July, August, September, October? Yeah, something like that.
Close enough.
Yeah, 6 months.
Okay, that drops it down to 388. Okay, see, now we're getting more in a manageable range. Plus, these have recently happened, and they're not on the market again. Okay, according to the filters here. So we should be looking at some of the right stuff. Is there any other things? What was the other thing again? Ownership info.
I put out of state.
Okay, let's see here. Out of state. 17. Okay. All right. I like it. All right. Let's go with this. This is small. We might not want to go this small, but this will be great for an example. So we have 17 properties that we've picked out that are failed listings that's happened in the last 6 months. Let's see. Residential houses, failed listings, single family, not on market, failed in the last 6 months sometime, owned by an individual who owns 1 to 3 houses, and they are out of state. All right. I'm just curious what happens now if I come over here and hit vacant. 4. That might be the 4 most motivated ones right there. That may be. All right. That may be. So let's assume I want to hit these 4. All right. So what I can do is I can save this search. By the way, this is a gold nugget tip. Come up here, type a name in, failed listings for Indianapolis, Indiana, VIP session 11821. All right. Now, you see this here? It says email when new properties become available. Never immediately, daily, or weekly. So what it's asking me is as I save this search, so I don't have to do this all over again, I can actually just come in here and change some things if I want to change some things or do something like that. If when some new thing hits that parameter, hits these filters, when a new property does, do I want an email now, today, or this week? All right. This is a way that you can actually not have to manage staying on top of new failed listings. All right. So here's what you could do in a local area. You could go in there, pull your expired listings, your failed listings like that for 6 months, do a big mailer the first time. And then as new ones come on, you're notified, you get the email, click the button, go in, and then just send out a yellow letter. Okay. And as they come in. Okay. You could do that. So that's a thought. I'm just saying there's a lot of ways you could do it, but that's one way. All right. I find that to be the most easily manageable way, but you can do it however fits you guys. Now I used to get expired listings from a realtor, and that works too. Okay. And there's probably some other ways to get them. What were you going to share with us, Steve? You want to share with us, man?
Look at myplusleads.com.
I'll type it in right now. Let me type it in.
They've got a host of different things they scrape for every day, and I get an email list every morning. But wherever areas you want to look, you want to take over a whole state, a county, a zip code, and I have them sending me expired leads, for sale by owners, off of Zillow, I think it is, or whatever they can scrape and find. And then I have, they just started offering free foreclosures. But it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
okay. Here it is, myplusleads.com. Steve recommends it, guys.
Yep.
Sounds like it's got a lot of things it can do as far as data and stuff goes. I'll have to check into it. I don't know much about it, haven't heard of it, but I appreciate the referral, man.
Good stuff.
And leads are the most valuable asset of your business. Well, I can certainly agree with that. Change your lead source to grow your business. Where'd you find these folks, Steve?
From a guru up in New England.
Oh,
There's
okay.
lease options there.
What's this say? Expired listings leads and for sale by owner leads. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all the stuff we're talking about. Pre-foreclosure leads, for rent by owner leads. Yeah. Man, that's exactly everything that I've been talking about.
They put lists together for you in the areas that you want?
Yep.
Well,
And they're going to ask you if you're a realtor, and don't even answer them because you're going to fill out something online. They ask you what your number is. Type in like a 5-digit number and just say thank you. They don't care. So
what was the site again, man?
myplusleads.com.
How much this cost, Steve?
Yeah, they're all different prices. You got to get a quote from them because I've got 3 states that I pull.
it's showing $49, $59, and $139, depending on what grouping. Expired leads, then FSBO and expired, and then FSBO, expired, and premium at the high point.
He's got this is a data company out of Texas, and he's also got a dialer that'll also go along with this thing, a predictive dialer, which I've never used, but it's supposed to be pretty cool. That's under a different company, but it's linked. If you sign up for My Plus Leads, you'll see there's an option there to use it. So you get it. If they went off the MLS yesterday, you got it this morning. Talk about, I find on PropStream when I pull that list, more than half the stuff has already been relisted. Now I have to be honest and say that one file on that what do you want to call it, the define. I never saw that piece there about fail date or something like that. I never saw that. So that's probably why I'm screwing up with that. Might be the same data, don't know, but maybe it's worth a look.
Well, man, PropStream is always like a learning curve, even if you've been using it for a while. So
always new stuff on there.
Yeah, man. And they adding things and developing it out and changing some things here and there. And then
Like the link properties.
and not only that, but like I can only remember 50 or 60 pieces of decent information at all.
They're loading a CRM today. They're loading a CRM, and I went out the other day using the mobile device with the driving. That is hot. But you got to know, you can't follow it like you're driving north, because it might give you driving south or something. It doesn't follow the direction, but it's cool, man. You can drive into a neighborhood and light it up. You can do a scan on PropStream of delinquent, whatever it is you're looking for, and it'll pinpoint every one of those properties on that map, and you can drive to it. Very cool. And it's free. They link it as long as you have a subscription. So
that's cool. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Check it out.
That's cool. And you say it's different costs, different places?
No, it's PropStream. It's included in your regular subscription.
Oh, I thought you were talking.
It's mobile. The PropStream on mobile.
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about the My Plus Leads.
I
missed that. I was like, wow.
All different rates. I don't know. It's not free. No. Nothing worthwhile in life is ever free.
It's good to see everybody. Oh, isn't that the truth? Oh my gosh. And the best things in life, it seems like you have to keep paying for.
Nothing ever comes easy, man.
I don't know which way you're going with that.
You don't just pay for it once.
I'm not even gonna go there.
I'm not going to respond.
Sounds like an STD.
Okay. Are there any questions or anything, guys, so far about anything? Not necessarily just the failed listings that we were talking about, but I've got more to share about how to put the yellow letter together and so on and so forth. But anybody with a question or something about that or anything else? It's good to see everybody here, and Mike is here. It's good to see you, Mike. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you do subject twos?
It's not my expertise, Mike, but I know a lot about them, and I have done them, but it's not something I focus on.
I was talking to an attorney this morning, and that's the third attorney that I've talked to. I'm in North Carolina, and they just, downplayed the lease options, for a couple of reasons. One reason is in North Carolina, you can't have the seller sign anything that would force them to, in other words, you can't put the deed in escrow. You can't do anything like that, which is
yeah,
kind of a negative. And
do that
also,
in
and I guess it's like this all over the country. I know it's like this in North Carolina. Once you get in the deal, if that seller has a tax lien, then that tax lien jumps ahead of yours. So, and this attorney I was talking to this morning, he was saying, why don't you just do a sub two? And
yeah, so it's a good idea. If the attorney thinks a sub two will work, why not? Do you want to do a sub two? Do you understand what a sub two is, or how can I help you with that?
Well, I've got a pretty good idea how to work. I've never done one, so naturally there's probably some pitfalls that I hadn't thought about.
Well, I'll give you the hookup here today, Mike. I'll put my my email address is ourteambuysHouses at gmail.com. ourteambuysHouses@gmail.com. If you want to email me or get in touch with me in some way, somehow I can get back to you with this information. I have a packet that is a subject to agreements package, and it has everything in it that you need, including the disclosures, and so on and so forth. So cover your ass letter and all that. Subject to means getting the deed over into you or your company's name or your buyer, if you wanted to assign it or sell the deal off. But getting the deed changed over, while leaving the original mortgage, if there is one, in place. Right. So subject to the original mortgage.
Yeah, I've had an attorney over here near me go over my lease option documents. So I'm, and that's a pretty big deal too, because lease options are highly regulated in North Carolina. You really got to, have your ducks in a row, because they got this little deal where it's if you get hit with what do they call it, unfair trade practice deal, then it's treble damages here in North Carolina. So you can rack up some damages in a hurry if you don't know.
Yeah, I've heard they're doing some pretty interesting things out in North Carolina from some other folks too. And it sounds to me like I don't really know what to do in North Carolina. And just frankly, I avoid it personally. Of course, it's easy for me to avoid because I don't live there. But nevertheless, I've heard a lot of things about them requiring foreclosures on lease options and so on and so forth, and just making things more difficult than normal.
Yeah, one thing, if you evict somebody and they're a tenant, then it's my understanding the tenant, if they appeal that eviction, the tenant has to pay the rent into the clerk of court. He just can't stay there for free. But if you get tangled up in a lease option deal, then they don't have to do that. They can this one attorney, he told me, he said they can stay in your house for 2 years and never pay you a dime and keep you litigating on out.
Yeah.
So that's
He's
the reason
wrong.
I was kind of looking more towards the, a sub 2 or maybe even like a wrap or maybe even a land contract.
He's wrong.
Well, I've heard the magistrates are doing some funny stuff in that area.
You got to keep 2 separate contracts. Your option contract is
Yeah.
separate from your lease. If you got to go evict somebody, you're evicting them on a lease. The option will come into it.
That is the best way to have 2 documents.
Well, in theory, that's the way it's supposed to work. But if you get in front of a magistrate and he finds out there's an option, then he's going to kick it right back up to district court or superior court.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard that too. Out of that state, out of that particular state.
Well, this particular attorney, not the one I was talking to this morning, but the one that looked at my documents, he said he's litigated the lease options on both sides of the deal, and he says it can get messy in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, subject to, I've got an agreements package I'll give you, and
What is that email address again, Justin?
Our team, OUR, like us, our team buys houses. Our team buys houses at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll shoot it over to you, and hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. At least clarify, kind of what the pieces are, and then maybe your attorney or somebody can provide even better documents, of course. But that'll give you some direction. I find that particular document set, it has a table of contents. Just going through and reading the table of contents is probably going to answer 95% of your questions. All right, man. I'll look for your email. Any other questions out there? Anything else, guys, before I show you yellow letters, how I do them? Anybody? Okay. Let me go big screen. Now, remember, I pulled a list on PropStream of failed listings a few minutes ago. So failed listings. You could also do almost failed listings, which we talked about, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but failed listings. So you go on there, you pull your list of failed listings, and guess what? You already have the address. Okay. And the owner's name. So you don't have to skip trace. It's great. Isn't it great? You're saving money already. Okay. So the objective is to send them something snail mail. And what I do is I'll send them a yellow letter, but it's a homemade yellow letter. So we'll do this in office here, and we don't do this every week. We do this, maybe every few months. We let some of the failed listings accrue a little bit before we, because it's not like every day I got 200 new failed listings in Kansas City. It's not happening. All right. So, but this is a great way to drip on your local community. Okay. If you're looking for deals, it's a great way to drip on your local community. So here's what I do. Let me go to the big screen here. I take a blank sheet of paper. That's where you start. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh, man, these tools, where am I going to come up with them? I don't know. You got to find somebody that owns a printer and then go rob the printer. Okay. Get a blank sheet of white paper. Take one of these. This is what you need. A red pen. Okay. Not like a regular black pen, a red pen. It's important. Okay. Trust me. So the red pen and the white paper. Now we're going to write our message. Okay. So with the red pen, let's write the message on this paper. And I'm going to share screens with you so we can write a message together. Let's imagine this is our paper and I'm writing here. So I'm going to write hi, and then I'm going to leave a blank here. Okay. I'm not actually going to type in a blank. I'm not going to write in a blank on the paper with the red pen, but here's a blank, okay, in the sheet. I saw your property was for sale. Well, actually, I like doing this. I saw your property and then another blank. It was for sale, but now I can't find it anymore. All right. If you still want to sell, can we talk? I'd like to maybe make an offer. Justin, phone number. That's it. Okay. Now,
Justin?
the blanks are important though. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
As far as your phone number, if you're doing things virtually, do you just use the number that you're using from your state? I don't know, or do you pick like a number?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
No, doesn't matter. So, as long as it's not a 1-800 number.
Right.
Okay. So, 1-800 something something or 1-888 or whatever. Okay. If you've invested in one of those, don't. Okay. Get your money back because you don't need it. And it will, if I opened up one of these and it said Justin 1-800 call me, I'm like, nah. I don't know what company this bullshit is, but what a sneaky marketing technique. Okay. See, my sneaky marketing technique is actually going to work though, because it actually looks real. So it's got 816-875-6961 on it. That works. It'll work anywhere you want to send this. But hopefully, if you're doing this in your local market, you have a local phone number that you could use, right? I'm not suggesting that you use this technique in every market across the country. Use the scraper and blaster for that. But this you can drip in your local market or a few markets. Maybe, perhaps a few. All right. That's what I recommend. But the blanks here are important. All right. And the reason why is because I'm going to take this sheet of paper with that note on it. Okay. I know you can't see the note. And then I'm going to take one of these. All right. It's actually probably not a legal pad. I think this is 8.5 by 14. If I can find an 8.5 by 11, otherwise I'll have to change the setting in my copier to let them know I'm using legal size. But these here are perforated at the top, so you can rip these out, right? And then just have a stack of, you got a short stack of these yellow notebook papers. All right. So you've got your white with the red ink. You take that and you put it in a color copier. All right. Hopefully you own one. They're pretty cheap now. Okay. That's a great tool for your business. Now, I'm not talking like one of them big Xerox things. I'm talking about get one from, what is it? Target. Okay. For $128. And you can make some small production like what we're talking about here. Okay. Cause I think we whittled the list down to 17. Okay. That's what we're going to start with. Then as they come in, we're going to keep sending them out, dripping on them in our local community. All right. So this here, we're going to rip this out. We're going to put this into the copy machine or the printer, right? In the feed section. So where it pulls this into the machine and prints on it, we're printing on this. What's on here. Okay. Blanks and all. So we're going to print it off on here. And I know I'm probably boring some of you, but others kind of need the walkthrough of the how it actually feeds into the machine. Okay, so once you're done, you will have yellow letters like this that have red note on them. Okay, just like the white one that you made. And it'll have a couple blanks. Okay, one high blank. Now you can write their name with the same pen. You can also write in their address here. I saw your property address. You can put the address here, the same pen. All right. And anything else you want to add, a star, a smiley face, a Christmas tree. Okay. Whatever, personalize. The more personalized, that's fine. The better. Don't make it look like you're a teenager. Okay. But you know what I mean? You can be real with this. The more real, the better. All right. So you'll end up with a bunch of these. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that list from PropStream, fill in the name and the address on these newly printed 100 or 17 or how many ever you needed yellow letters. Now you have to stamp them or envelope them and stamp them. Okay. So pretty easy to do. You got to fold these. If you're going to put them in a greeting card size thing, I like to send a large one of these. This one's used, but one of these. Or you can go to the post office and get those if you want to pay for that kind of shipping. Wow, it's blurry. So, something different is the point. Okay, something different. I also have some like this that they're smaller, but they're like bright yellow. Okay, I don't know if that's better, but something different. You need something different. But if you get one of these and you write the address on it in crayon or in colored pencil, okay, and then up here in the top right hand or left hand corner, you address it. I like to address things like this: J. Chamness. Okay, it's mysterious. I could be Joyce. I could be Jimmy. I could be Justin. I could be John. I could be Jake. I'm J. Chamness. I don't know. J. Chamness, but it's written in crayon and it's this big thing. What is this? What is this, baby? I don't know. They're reading it. Okay. That's the beauty of that. It sounds strange, but here's what will happen. If you send out, like I did, I just sent out 97. I had 17 people that opened that up and called me. Okay. Yeah, I got this thing in the mail. I'm not sure who you are, but we are interested in selling. So if you want to talk, we're not interested in listing. So if you're a realtor, don't call us. But if you're somebody that wants to buy it, we'd love to talk to you. Okay. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff.
Is Larry shirtless?
Larry's got the buff.
Buffalo.
He's,
I thought it was my screen.
Hey, Justin, could you show that letter one more time, please, so I can grab a screenshot?
yeah, the words. Yeah,
Yeah.
I put it. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't have to be this exactly. Okay. Now, you've noticed that I'm not saying anything about, lease options or would you rent or any of that. Okay. I'm not saying anything about that in this message. You could though. All right. I find it better to nurture the offer on the phone than to try to pre-qualify them so harshly over a piece of mail. If they call me back, there's a great possibility that there is some motivation there, right? I will warn you with this technique though, be prepared, because if you drop, 100 like I did, you'll have 17 people that want to talk. Okay. Or something like that. You'll have a good number. So don't be like, oh, it's my day off, man. Oh no, another one just came in. Well, I'll get to them this weekend. Okay. Be ready, because after you mail these off, it takes the mail like a couple, 2 or 3 days, right? And these people, they don't wait till the weekend to call. They call while they're holding the thing in their hand after having just opened it. Okay.
Justin, did you say that you go back
Beautiful.
6 months? Like for the failed listings, you'll do it as far as 6 months back? You think that's too late?
No,
No.
no. What I'm talking about is going
I'm sorry,
back.
the letter. I'm sorry. How far when you send it, how far would you go?
Yeah.
If it's beyond 3 months that it's been off the market, is that too late?
No,
Okay.
no, because remember on PropStream, I checked the box that it's not on market currently.
Yeah.
So it failed, and now it's currently still not on market. So what I'm doing is I'm just going back 6 months to kind of catch up, because I'm just starting this process in my life, for example. And so you go back, you grab the last 6 months of these, and you send out a nice big 200 or 300, yellow letter campaign. And then you set up the notifications where you just get notified once a week of any new ones, and then once a week you send out 3 or 4 or 12 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I recommend you do. You create a consistent rhythm with this in your local market.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
But yeah, I'm doing a 6 month thing. But once you've done that and you set up the notifications, you're not going to be redoing the same ones over and over again. You'll just be doing any new ones that come in.
Okay.
And you may want to change the filters around from time to time, I don't know, but a lot of the stuff is set it and forget it. You could do the same thing with cash buyers lists, with bank owned properties, with, what you name it. So yeah, I think PropStream is an underutilized tool, but at the same time, it is a bit overwhelming. I get it. and nothing's perfect either. So.
And Justin, now what are those envelopes that you're using? Does it take just a normal postage, or does it cost a little bit more?
No, it takes like, I usually put 2 stamps on mine, even if it's, I know that sounds wasteful, but I find that marketing, I used to know a guy that was kind of like one of those Madison Avenue guys. And he always used to say, Justin, I want you to always remember, advertising doesn't cost, advertising pays. And I was like, okay, that's cool. I guess he's right, So I don't mind putting 2 stamps on even if I folded it in 3 and put it in a regular legal size envelope, just a regular envelope. I would double stamp it. I put 2 stamps on it anyway, just because it looks different, and to me it carries more weight. I don't know, maybe I'm goofy, but
no, anything to attract them to open it. So
I put a couple stamps on them big ones.
Cool.
And a good idea is before you drop a bunch of those in the mail, while you're at the post office, maybe ask the guy, the next time, say, hey, want to take one of them with you, or say, hey, one this size, the manila kind. Is this with just one letter in it, one sheet of paper? Is that like 2 stamps, 1 stamp, more than likely it's like 2 stamps.
Yeah, I was thinking of, you know, if you're gonna do bulk too,
Yeah.
um,
No, don't do
faster.
that.
Don't
See,
do both.
I did all that, man.
Okay.
I did all that. This last time I did mine, I folded them and put them in a yellow envelope, that bright yellow one I was telling you about. I don't see one sitting around here, or I'd show it to you. But just a regular size envelope, but just bright yellow, just hideous. Actually, it was so ugly, it was too ugly. It was so ugly. I thought, man, this is the most car dealery looking thing I've done. You know what I mean? Like I almost want to feel the envelope to see if there's like a blank key in there.
Do you ever smash it and then put it in there? Like smash the letter and then put it in there so it kind of has like a little bit of bulk to it?
No.
And they get curious? No? That's
No,
what I
like,
heard.
Like I like wad it up and just like rub it together and then like put it on my armpits. You know,
It depends what kind of underarm deodorant you're using, but yeah, you could do that too.
you know, spit on it a little bit.
Philip, I heard the same thing too, is that when they open it, they're more likely to open it up if it's crumpled up. I don't know if that's true or anything like that, but I heard the same thing too from somebody else.
I think
I don't know if that works.
It's probably true. You know, us humans are probably that wacky psychologically that probably has some kind of, you know,
Yeah.
some kind of actual, you know, and it works, you know, I think anything to make yourself look legitimate, real, authentic, and different. Anything that raises that curiosity, like the crayon does, or the colored pencils. Okay. So don't be afraid to try some new things. Maybe you come up with a new one.
Hey, Justin.
Do you remember? Yeah. What's up, Mike?
Do you type that out, or do you use a font?
No, I just write it with my hand. I write it by hand, and then I make copies.
Okay, I was going to tell you now, you can create your own font, and you can mail merge these things.
Yeah,
and
interesting.
There is a company that when you create your font, you do multiple letters of each letter. So if you got 2 letters in your name, you know, it won't, each letter is not the same. So it'll actually look like real handwriting rather than a font.
I understand. That's interesting. I'm not
I
privy
don't know
to
what the name of that company is, but I know it does exist.
Well, if you think of it, hit me up with it. Let me know, because
Yeah, I've got it somewhere on my computer. I'll
take a
find
look at it
and let you know.
I'll play around with it. Yeah.
Hey, Justin, I got one.
LaShonda.
How you doing? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Okay. Excuse me, I'm about to die over here. It's a way that it's like what he was saying, you can mail merge. I do yellow letters and I do it on the computer. So what I do is I pick a hand font that's on the computer or whatever, and then I print it out. I use the yellow paper like what you got with the lines and everything, and then I print it out in red ink.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mail merge, and then I also do my envelopes like that, so it looked like it's handwritten without being handwritten.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. You know, if you got something that works like that, you know, that's fine. I mean, I like the handwritten look. You know, I don't care if it's printed or what. You know, sometimes I've gotten pieces of marketing in the mail, and I've looked at it and I've asked myself, is that handwritten, or is that some kind of printer? Or is this some kind of fucking copy? Like, I'm not sure. I'm like, this is some good shit right here. Did this guy really write PSSSS and then a special note to me? You know, so there is some cool stuff out there. I'm still old school. I'm doing it by hand and then making copies onto the yellow paper. That's the way I learned to do it, and that's just how I've been doing it. So I'm gonna have to upgrade to mine. Some new tools, it sounds like, but either way, the technique is sound. It really works, and I recommend everybody give it a whirl if you want some nice inbound conversations. Okay, be prepared to go into your guts conversation though. Okay, because they're not going to call you and be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" You know.
I mean, you get people that have you gotten anybody that call you and go off on you?
Off of the yellow letters.
Yes. I'm thinking like what you
I have,
saying, like when
but
they
it's been a
call,
while.
yeah,
I
they will
have,
go off.
yeah.
Some people will literally take the time to read the letter and call you and go off.
Yeah. I don't know what they would go off about though, but yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean, there's a lot of assholes out there.
Right.
People
Hey,
out
one
there.
of the I did find a font website a while ago. It's called DaFont, DAFONT.com.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then you can they've got fonts like Mike said. You can it looks like you wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
I love this group because everybody brings stuff to the table that we didn't know before, and it makes us all better. You know, I think it's cool. Thank you for sharing that, Ed, and Mike too, and Steve, and everybody that shared today. I call it sharing and caring.
Ed, what was that? Sorry. What was that again? The font with the DA?
Yeah, it's DAFONT, DaFont.
Okay, thanks.
.com.
So, has anybody tried this yellow letter technique yet? Okay, besides LaShonda and myself, Philip.
I've tried it too.
How did you guys do it, and how was it different, and what was your results, and so on and so forth? Give us any feedback you have as far as, you know, maybe you didn't close them, but you know, as leads that were generated, people that called you or contacted you. What's your experience with it?
Well, my experience, it works. Number one, I was sending out. I was sending out 1,000 yellow letters a month.
Wow.
Now, when I was doing that volume, I did have a company that was doing it. I was not doing it myself.
Yeah.
However, when I first started, I was doing it myself. So I was sending out about 100 and 150 a week. That's how I learned the red ink and the doing it that way.
Yeah.
I started off writing them, but then that just got too much. So
yeah, it is a job, you know, to sit. You want to sit there like on the couch with your envelopes and your yellow letters and your list of addresses or something pulled up on the computer while you got Netflix going on, a cup of your favorite drink or whatever, and it's going to take you an hour or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. So I was sending out 1,000 letters a month, and my I was getting anywhere between 17 to 25 calls. And I knew every time when those letters went out, because all of a sudden my phone would just start, people would start, it's like they all start calling at once.
Yeah.
And what happens is a lot of them was calling upset. Why the hell you don't send me no letter, blah, 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 blah. But there were some leads. And actually my first wholesale deal that I did came from a yellow letter. I met this lady. This lady was in Texas. Make a long story short, the lady lived in Texas. The house was here in Kansas City. Her sister and her sister's husband both had passed. They were the ones that were the investors. They were the ones that were the real estate investors. So this lady got the properties. She inherited the properties because her sister had passed. So it was 3 siblings left. None of them lived here in Kansas City. She was the executive. And so I sent her the letter. She calls me. She said, hey, I got your letter in the mail, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, make a long story short, the value of, they had three properties. I sent the letter on one, but as I was talking to her, I asked her, did she have any other properties? And she told me they had 2 more.
There you go.
So I ended up getting all 3 of those properties for $15,000 cash. Boom. I mean, I skid marks to the closing.
There you go.
But it was $15,000 cash, and they were worth $100,000 in total.
She said skid marks to the closing. That's great.
Ron LeGrand, right? So yeah, they do work, but they expensive.
That's great. Yeah, it's work and some expense. Yeah, the postage ain't free. I wish the mail, I wish we had free mail delivery, don't you?
Yeah.
they talk about free college education and shit. Hey, what about this mail? I'm sorry, guys.
Just so
I
you
am-
guys know, I don't know how it is now, but that was like just to give you an example of how much that stuff costs. When I did that campaign, it was 10,000 letters, and it was like $8,000 total. That's
Wow.
the yellow letter. That's for
Yeah.
everything. That's for them to
Yeah.
print it out and
Yeah.
all that. It was like $8,000 total.
That's why I prefer to just do it in house. Yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
cheapskate.
it's expensive.
Cheapskate. Philip, you tried it. What's your experience?
Yeah, I just did it twice. I'm still waiting for stuff coming in, but I did get a call from it, and yeah, it works. But I have a teenager at home, so I write out the list. Failed listings, of course. I don't do a list for PropStream or whatever, except for failed listings. So it would be like they're more motivated, because they're already trying to sell their house. So I tried that. Yeah, I got a couple of calls in.
Ooh,
and I did what you said, just use the yellow letter. But I use like little, really small envelopes, like really small.
Mm-hmm.
And I stuffed it in there and I sent it out. And, it is different. So, yeah. Definitely got to call it.
This kind of marketing suits me well because when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, like 4th, 5th grade, what you did is while the teacher was talking, you weren't paying attention. You were drawing little pictures on notebook paper, and you were writing letters like, hi, I like your hair and your shoes. Will you go out with me, Justin?
Yes,
You
no,
fold it up. This is what you reminded me of. This folded up really, really, really small like this, or you turn it into one of them footballs that you and then you'd put it in her desk, right? Next time you get up to go to the bathroom, you'd slide it in her desk so she didn't know. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I grew up doing that. So this yellow letter stuff suits me really well. It suits me good.
Yeah, I have a teenager, so I have her do the envelopes. She writes them out and she stuffs them for me. And then I put the stamp on them and I mail them out.
Well, good, man. Yeah, it's yeah. You had to pay your kid to.
Yeah, just make a little bit of money. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. Well, any other questions about this stuff, guys? Go out and try it. Do your local market. I recommend if you're looking for a place to go, try your local town, your local city, your local county, your surrounding area, and just get a list and put together, you got a couple 2 or 3 hours of downtime watching Netflix or something, grab your laptop and your yellow letters and just start filling them in with the address and the name and putting them in the envelopes. And next thing you know, you'll have a stack of them ready to go and drop them in the mail. Get ready for the phone to ring because it will. Okay. Get ready for the phone to ring. All right. Don't do this unless you have time to talk on the phone. That's just it'd be a waste of your time. So, any questions though, before we wrap up here today? I hope you got something out of this today. Kind of a different marketing technique than what we normally talk about. It's something that I do. I've done it many years, frequently. I don't do it every week. I do it every few months or so, but it's a very, very important part of my business. I recommend that you also install this into your routine. Okay. You can do that with that notifications button, right? Install it into your routine so that every week or two or every month or two, whatever it is, you've got a list and you just boom, 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 there it goes. All right. If you did your virtual marketing with the scraping and texting, and then you did this technique in your home market alone, you should be able to do a deal or two a year in your home market, at least. All right. All right, guys. I love you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Stay
Justin.
blessed. Stay
Thank you,
healthy.
Justin.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody. Carl, Ed, Mike, Philip, Steve, Larry, LaShonda, Melissio, Aaron, Anthony, Mark, Chris, Sandra, Rick, Moto Z4. You guys have a blessed day. I'll see you later.
You
I'll
as
see you
well.
tomorrow. Get busy out there today, guys. Get it done today. If it doesn't get done, whose fault is it?
Take care, Justin.